What's up, guys? We are on day 2 of the ELA packet. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope the videos are being a big help for you. Please remember, if there's anything on here that you do not understand or want a little bit more information on, hit me up on Dojo, shoot me a message on Google Classroom. Again, these videos are used to help you all with your learning packet. Looks like this. If you have not received a learning packet yet, you should be picking it up with your breakfast and lunch, either at your bus stop or at the school for my walkers. If you did not get one there, you and your family can go to our Lakewood board office and they will give you one there. But this is the packet that you should be using. This is what the videos are designed to help you with. All right, cool. So back to day 2. Our goal for today is to use text evidence to prove a character trait. And we're going to do that today by creating a reading response. For those of you who saw the day 1 video, we talked a little bit about character traits and what they mean. Just a little flashback. Whoop. Character traits are a word or words that describe a character. We looked at a couple of examples. You can see them there. And we also talked about how to determine a character trait using thoughts, words, and actions. So today we're going to be looking at a new text, and you're going to see me practice creating a reading response. This is the reading response that I'm going to be using. You all will see a similar example in your packet, but we'll talk about that in a second. You can see here that my prompt says, in this text, the character named blank showed this trait over and over. So I'm going to need to focus on one character, and I'm not going to need to figure out what's that trait that this character is showing. A word or words that describe this character. From there, I'm going to need to find an example. One example of this trait is blah, 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 blah. I need to be able to go back to the text and find that teeny tiny detail that proves my character is really what I say it is. And once I find one example, I can push myself to find another example. It's okay if you can only find one. We want to strive to get to 2 though. Okay? So this is going to be the response that we're going to be filling in. Let's take a look at our text. So, our text for today is about a character named Fox. What's up, Fox? And the text reads, Fox loved many things. Ice cream, rockets, and collecting bugs, to name a few. Yet nothing compared to his fondness of singing. The only problem was he couldn't do it in front of people. His heart would begin to race every time he stepped in front of a crowd. I'm gonna be sick, he would think to himself before dashing off stage. So here we have to look at our text and think, who is our character and what is their trait? Well, in this case, I know that my character, meaning the person, the animal, the thing that my text is all about, my character is Fox. I know that right away. And now I have to think about what trait has Fox shown throughout this story. When I think of trait ideas, I can see some examples here. Words such as kind, greedy, nervous, silly, helpful, brave, sneaky, and lazy. When I think about the way that Fox was acting, when I think about the words that Fox says, and I think about Fox's thoughts, it leads me to pick the word nervous. So the trait that I would use to describe Fox would be nervous. So I'm going to fill in my response with the information I have so far. I'm going to read my sentence to make sure it makes sense. In this text, the character named, okay, well, my character is named Fox, capital F, since it's a character's name. In this text, the character named Fox showed this trait over and over. So in this line, I'm going to fill in the trait that I chose for Fox. In this case, I chose the trait nervous. And so now I've chosen my trait, but I also need to make sure that I find that text evidence. Now it's my time to find an example of Fox being nervous in the text. So I'll go back to my reading and I'll look to find where does it show Fox being nervous. Well, one place that I can point to, again, as a teeny tiny detail, I want to be able to point to it using that finger point strategy. I see here it says his heart would race every time he stepped in front of a crowd. So that right there shows me that he's feeling pretty nervous. I can even see the illustration of it. I'm freaking out. So this is going to be my first piece of evidence, my first detail from the story that proves a character trait. One example of this trait is his heart would race every time he stepped on stage. Now, when it says his heart would race, I know that doesn't mean his heart would literally go racing. I know this is a way of the author, whoever that author is, some wonderful teacher, I'm sure. The author is trying to show that his heart is beating really fast. I'm not sure if you've ever felt that way before. Maybe before a big test or a big game, some big performance, your heart starts to beat really fast. That's a sign that you might be feeling a little nervous. Fox definitely had that going on. So his heart would race every time he stepped on stage. Now I could stop after just this one, but as an excellent reader, I want to go for a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to the text and see if I can find another example, another teeny tiny detail that proves Fox was feeling nervous, or that Fox is a nervous character. Well, here I can kind of see the words that Fox uses. Remember, when I'm thinking of character traits, I'm thinking of the character's words, thoughts, and actions. His actions, his heart would race. His words now, Fox says, I'm gonna be sick. You can even see this little crying emoji face. So these words are another example of Fox being nervous. I know when I start to feel like my stomach is hurting or there's knots, usually I'm feeling nervous about something. So another example is Fox says he's going to be sick. So now I've given my character, I've described his trait, nervous, and I've also provided examples of why my character is nervous. In your packet, you all are going to be asked to do the same thing. Now, on day 1, you all had a chance to read a story about a character named Jasmine in our text, The Spelling Bee. If you have not read it yet, you should probably read it first. And by probably, I mean definitely. After the story, again, I'll flip a few pages here, you'll see day 2. This is what you're going to be working on today. Just like I did, you're going to choose one of the traits that describes Jasmine. Once you've chosen that trait, reread the story and find at least one example of how Jasmine shows this trait. And they're nice enough to give you some choices that you might choose from. You all are going to fill in the response. Again, I'm turning the page, so there's day 2. And now I'm turning on the back, and there's the reading response frame. The same frame that I used, you all are going to have a chance to use on your own. What trait does Jasmine show time after time? What details in the text show this? And then you all will have a chance to fill in the blanks. In this text, the character named blah, blah, blah showed this trait over and over. What was that trait? And then you can give your examples. I'd love for everyone to give me one example. And if you can push yourself as an excellent reader to come up with another one, go for it. Okay? So that's what you'll be working on today for day 2. If you have any questions, again, reach out to me on Dojo. Reach out to me on Google Classroom. If you have not received your learning packet, please reach out to me so we can make sure that you do so. Otherwise, have fun. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.